Huh. Well, this is kind of weird. I went out to the kitchen because my parents wanted my attention, and there seems to be a box that looks kind of like a dodecahedron kind of deal. I don't know if it has that many sides, but yeah, there's a that's weird. There's a 9900K that was in my kitchen. Huh. Maybe I should I don't know. Maybe I should put this on my computer. Although I can't actually because the motherboard's not here. That's a little desk toy. That's a really awesome looking box. That's badass. I'm gonna go see if anything else came. Can confirm there is no motherboard out there, so I'm gonna have to install that another time. So a couple of things right off the bat. This is going to be kind of a slower PC upgrade style video for the most part. If you want to cut ahead when I talk about more about why I get the build and show more results and Cinebench results and stuff like that, have everything up and running, click to this time in the video. That'll cut past all of the actual upgrade. Most of the motivation behind this video was people wanting me to actually stream this upgrade, which is impossible seeing as I don't know how to do that on my phone and the angles would have been terrible. And I'm replacing my streaming computer, so how can I stream that? That's like showing yourself your own surgery. I mean, you can't do that necessarily. So this is kind of be sort of a substitute of that. If you just want, you know, some nice casual 15-20 minutes of me just upgrading my PC, this is a great video for that, but you know, obviously you can cut ahead. So, and the other thing is later on I addressed the fact that I went for this CPU over the 3950X, which I said I'd get back to, but then I never did. And I'm gonna get that out of the way right now. I was looking forward to the Ryzen 3950X, which is a 16-core 32-thread, and it's about $750 at launch, but that's sold out instantly, and if, as I'm not mistaken, I think it hasn't come back into stock, and it's been like a week? Has it been a week? It's been a while, and it hasn't come back yet, and so I just wanted to get this build because the other thing is 32 threads is a lot, and my editing software, Sony Vegas 13, I don't think can actually support more than 16 cores. I might be totally wrong on that, and maybe the 16 core of the 3950X is even better than the 9900K. But I honestly don't even think I was going to be able to utilize all 32 threads, and to save 250 bucks and just get the 9900K definitely worked for me, and I'm happy with my purchase. I mean, they were button heads, you know, like both the chips were almost identical in every result anyway, and the only thing the 3950X had was the more cores. So $250 for the more cores that I might not even need didn't really click well for me, plus the fact that they were out of stock right when I was ready to purchase. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just getting the 9900K. And now that it's actually been a day or so since I got this thing installed and I've been using it, I can definitely say that I am more than happy with my purchase. So enjoy the upgrade, you guys. Oh, man. Oh, man. Does this thing even work still? Oh, boy. I haven't made a video with this camera in a while, but today we're going to be doing something a bit more interesting than usual. I got a new processor. So for the first time in forever, actually, I'll be recording one of these computer upgrades not on my phone. So enjoy all of this in all of its glory. So here's the game plan. Computer's still on. I haven't done anything yet. Okay, I'm gonna just stop right there and address this because literally every single video that I've ever made on my setup gets these comments. Ignore the mess, alright? I know where everything is. I'm really a very clean person, I promise. You see, I keep the important spaces nice and clear, but this isn't even technically my room. This is basically the extension of our house. We really don't have a lot of space. It's a one floor, and a lot of crap ends up out here, and more than half of it's not even mine. Like, I don't even know what any of that is. So, it's not my fault, okay? I get comments about it every time, but that's the PC. That's what we need to be swapping out here. It's currently buried. Again, not my crap, but that motherboard needs to go, and the CPU. That's it. We're just replacing the 7700K with a 9900K, and then the motherboard needs to be swapped. And oh boy, out here it is starting to feel a lot like Christmas. Yeah, way too many boxes right now. Everybody's getting all the decorations up. This will all be clear eventually, but not in today's video, because right now we're focusing on my breakfast I haven't taken care of yet. I have the motherboard just kind of sitting out here. It's the Gigabyte Z9390 Aurora. You can read it. So I don't even know what the name of this thing is. It was just a combo deal. Looked really good. Has a lot of USB ports, and I'm not going to try picking that up while I'm holding a camera. So right now, we are going to go ahead and I guess try to start setting this up. I'm going to do a lot of this off camera. I'm just going to unplug this the computer, get it open on my workstation here, and then try to get you guys a good angle while I start unplugging everything, because a motherboard is the most annoying thing to replace. Oh. This is the best part of any PC build. Popping it open for the first time in months. Except that I just went on vacation recently and I had to install a Wi-Fi card, so this was actually like something I did pretty recently. But yeah, pro tip for people who have just been gaming and they're doing a PC upgrade, don't touch the heat pipes. You're gonna burn a finger. It's not worth it, I promise. Always nice to get a good look at the motherboard. It comes out on this removable box, a little bit of a tray sort of thing, and it reveals all the spare components on the inside. Those will no doubt be useful in the future, but I'm thinking I'm going to reuse pretty much all of my SATA cables and everything. I'm pretty sure I'll just put the motherboard back in its original box over there, but you know, I always like to keep all the components of a motherboard inside of its box, just because you never know when you're going to need it, especially that manual that all of us big, burly, smart men like to throw away, but, you know, no doubt end up pulling out later. You know what I'm talking about? So, I'm going to hold on to that for now, but enough messing around. Alright, the fun part of losing all of my screws. You know, I'm actually surprised that I was able to get an angle like this for you guys. I had to pull out all the stops, but I think that's going to be pretty much it. I'm going to start with the graphics cards for no real reason. They're just sort of, I guess, the biggest component right off the bat that I can pull out of here. Pretty easy at this point. Got to just get all the pins off of it. Okay, and then work my way down there. Pop that open, and it should just come right out. Yeah, no, that would be way too easy, wouldn't it? There it is. Okay. The 1080 is removed. I'm gonna find a spot for this. That spot is definitely my bed. And then the 1060, which is what we use for encoding on my channel. Yeah, this is the entire component dedicated to rendering my streams and videos, but we're not gonna be needing that for it. Oh god. I'm gonna mess up my angle here and just show you guys this. It just looks so funny to see two graphics cards laying on a bed, because I don't really have a lot of this stuff lying around. I don't know. It never really comes out of my computer, as I'd imagine is pretty normal for most PC builds, but yeah, it's funny to see those out of place. Alright. Woo! First time that's come off in years. Not too much thermal paste on there. In fact, looking at the connection on that, it's funny because it's not insanely evenly spread, although I got some really good temps, so there's nothing to worry about there. Fantastic news, I still have some thermal paste. It was exactly where I thought it would be. I don't know how much that is, but I'm going to treasure it because I don't plan on using more of that than I need to. I'm going to get a cloth and clean this off. Okay, let's go ahead and not mess this up. Okay, I'm gonna assume that was enough. Now, let's, oh dear, unplug this. Oh my, okay. And the most fun part. Oh god. What have I done? Just, yeah. Yep, that's gross. Alright. Mostly clean. Little damp. I dampened the cloth, just a touch. Nothing that shouldn't be able to evaporate in no time at all. Alright, now it gets a bit messy. You guys can't really see this, but pretty much everything has been unplugged. I'm gonna have to take out more than I thought to be able to get in there. But yeah, replacing a motherboard is never easy. Well, it's mostly tedious, not really difficult to any degree. Okay, little bit of a moment of truth time. I say that because I haven't unplugged everything yet. I've still got all the SATA stuff plugged in, all my hard drives and such, but I figured that would be easiest to do it just like this. And I should probably be careful about where these are plugged in, but I don't think it'll matter. Oh my god. Some of these are tough. Alright. Okay. That's it. That is the motherboard unplugged with the, 7700K still in it, but look at that. Got a full-fledged motherboard. And I should probably take that backplate off. I think that's for the cooler. Yeah, it is. But yeah, now it's time to get the new one in. Oh, what a cool design on that. I always love looking at motherboards like this. For someone who knows a lot about this stuff but doesn't often get to look at my own equipment, this is a fun day for me. Oh, and I have the M.2 to get rid of, but I'll do that later. Yes, installing a new motherboard. It's always a pain. I mean, lining it up just right is, honestly, I was going to do this last night, but I specifically waited until I had light in the morning, and this is pretty much why. But I got a little lucky with this. The I/O shield came pre-installed, which I can't show at all right now, but it is nice, I promise. And I think it's lined up right. Actually, I think it is lined up perfectly fine. Wow. Okay. Huh. All the screws are sweet. Okay. That's really good. I'm glad. Okay. That's nice. Of course, now that I've confirmed that it fits, I am going to need to actually put the backplate on for the cooler. And I know people like to pre-install the CPU, so I'm going to pop that off right now. Just have that satisfying moment. Oh, shit. Look at that. And then when you put it back on, I think that backplate comes off. So I'm going to put the CPU in and then install the cooler. I'll never get tired of opening this. Well, maybe opening this box I will, but I'll never get tired of talking about this box because it's such a unique shape they went for, this pentagonal dodecahedron. Oh, there we go. CPU, there it is. Let me get this off to the side. Core i9 9900K, please focus. Alright, it's not going to focus, but there it is inside. I'm going to pop this open and then get it in. Oh man, they really, oh, look at that. I gotta say, for how much one of these things costs, if ever this is in the future and one of you doesn't know it, it's close to about $500. They really make you feel like you're buying something premium here. Alright. Okay, there is the chip. A little shaky, but when you're holding something like this, it's exciting. I believe it's, yeah, corner down just like so, and then pop it in. Alright. And close it down. Let that go forward. Push that all the way down. Let that go in. This comes right off. CPU installed. Alright, I got the cooler backplate installed, and I just can't stress enough how nice it is, how well this motherboard sits in here with all the things pre-installed and everything. But yeah, that's just a great feature of this motherboard. I wonder if it's all modern motherboards or if it's just this. And not to mention, because I chose to go this way over the Ryzen 3950X, which I'll try to explain later in the video, I'm able to use my old cooler, so all of this works perfectly fine. Alright, I've been standing alone in a quiet room for long enough now. We've gotten to a bit of a fun part. Just been plugging in some fans, got my cooler back in, but the CPU cooler is now ready to be reapplied, if you will. So, oh boy, what are the kids doing nowadays? Line right down the middle? I mean, Yeah, sure. There we go. Just that amount. That should be fine. I'm not really gonna stress too much about it. Like I showed earlier, the thermal paste job on my 7700K, hindsight, looks like it was done by a 4-year-old. It was really not the cleanest application, but I don't think it's gonna matter here. I've never liked that my Corsair block isn't actually straight up like it should be, but I don't really care that much. It just kind of works best for the tube. I don't want to stress the tube in any unnatural way if it goes in like this. So now I'm just gonna press it down just like that. I could take it off and see if that's spread out pretty evenly, but I kind of want to just leave it. I don't want to mess with that too much. I think that'll be fine. One flat press straight down is a good way to not make too much of a mess. I don't think I'm going to need a screwdriver for this, and then I can just sort of hold that straight down and start getting this back into place. Obviously, well, not obviously, but it's usually best to go, I think, corner to corner, never applying too much pressure right off the bat, because you want to make sure everything sort of goes on nice and easy. One thing that I made as a mistake when I first ever upgraded my computer was I didn't really understand just how durable CPUs were. I didn't know just how hard you had to press to get something to stay into place, but you'd be surprised. Alright, this tube is giving me a hassle, but I got it, it's going in. And I'm just gonna go until I feel some resistance. Okay, it's almost there, alright. And then the last one in the upper left here. Okay, now that that's all into place, I'm gonna just start tightening these down one by one. 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, that one's tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. That is on there. I'm gonna give everything kind of a feeler. Make sure it's on, in tight. Cool. Alright. CPU cooler is installed, plugged in. This fan's plugged in. That can't really go anywhere. That's fine. I guess I'm going to put some graphics cards in or something. I'll get back to you when something interesting happens. It appears I have a helper. Oh. No freaking way. Posted on the first try? Come on. I got no internet and no other monitors because I didn't plug all that in. I just wanted to see if it would work. Yeah, Discord's gonna try and fail. Let me set this up just like that. And let's see what we can do here. Wow, I can't believe it. So if we go to performance, we are running Intel Core i9-9900K at 3.6. It seems like it's already turboing on its own all the way up to 4.6. I might be able to leave that alone, just use the turbo. I'm going to go ahead, cancel Discord. We don't have any internet, don't worry about it. Oops, that was NVIDIA drivers, whatever. Can I just, like, see without any drivers at all what Cinebench is doing? So I'm recording with my camera just so I don't bog down any performance at all. So my 7700K used to get about 1030, 1050 or so. Assuming this doesn't crash, I'm hoping for at least double that. 818. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out. Oh, has it been a tale while I've been gone? Ups and downs and fears and... You know, I will say, to my credit, I did get desktop on the first try. Pretty thrilled about that. But I was having this error with Cinebench where I was getting about a 400 and I was going from about 4.7 gigahertz down to about 1. I found out, pro tip for you guys, if you're ever boosting backwards, you should probably check to make sure your water cooler's plugged in. That was it though. That was the only thing that I found that I had actually forgotten to plug in. So now, with everything going, it's significantly faster. maybe I'll do some editing magic. I don't know if I recorded any tests. I'll try to put this up next to like my really slow scores from before. I recorded a take that I'm probably deleting now that my first score that I recorded like this, it was lower than my 7700K, which was kind of embarrassing, but I did load up a video. I'm not going to pull it up now, but my 12-minute video, which was like an Outlander video, I'll link it below if you're curious, on Fortnite Save the World, that tends to take me about 1.5 times the render speed, which is really good. The 7700K is a fantastic chip. I'll get to why I'm upgrading after this. I want to do a nice little epilogue. But that used to take about, 18 to 20 minutes, about 1.5 times the speed or more. And, more depending on what's going on my computer. So, with the 9900K, that was rendering at about 10 minutes to do a 12-minute video, which is faster than real time. To watch a 1080p 60 FPS video rendered at 12,000 bitrate, render faster than real time was a sight to behold. And I know I'm not new to this. I know that Ryzen chips did this in 2016, but that was right around when I got my 7700K, and I'm a late adopter, but I have it now. I have it. I boosted it to 5 gigahertz. I'm just going to leave it there. I really don't care about 5.1 or anything. My temps are fine here. I'm not an extreme overclocker. I just want it to work. My 7700K was at 4.7 gigahertz for a while, so I think I'm just going to leave this as is and then get to why and how I'm doing this. So I'm talking to you guys like this now because I'm going to answer a lot of questions, because my mom had this obvious question as to, like, why are you upgrading if your old CPU is perfectly fine? First and foremost, I have a bug on my computer. I have no idea what's causing it or if it's fixed. It takes about 4 to 5 times a month. The computer will freeze randomly. It happens in the middle of streams, when I'm rendering videos, and even sometimes when I'm doing nothing, just like Shell Shock, maybe a YouTube video, and like Discord. Just really light gaming, super light gaming, and it'll just crash suddenly. That needs to not happen anymore, and that I had narrowed down. It's not my memory, which is probably the most likely cause. It could be my motherboard or my CPU. I've replaced both today, and I don't know. But beyond that, my means have expanded a bit. Like, I can afford an upgrade like this. I can afford a camera like this now. It's just something that's I can do to improve the channel quite a bit. Rendering my videos literally twice as fast. The score is almost exactly double. My old scores were about 1035, 1050, 1000 when a bit was going on. Now I'm getting scores over 2000, 2100 on Cinebench, and my render times on my video is just, as I said, it was about 16 to 18 minutes or 16 to 20 minutes, and now it's down to like 10 minutes on that test video. It's going to be twice as fast render speed. I'm going to be able to do a lot more while I'm rendering, maybe even edit other videos. So when I'm doing a lot of videos in the future, I'll be able to do a lot more at once. And while I'm streaming, my computer should be able to handle a lot more, meaning my games should run better, streaming or not. My stream should look better, I guess, as long as it's got more horsepower to work with. I don't know about that one. But it'll at least be a much more smooth experience for the stream, because all of my programs will have twice as many cores to work with. And on top of that, this is running at 5 gigahertz instead of my old 4.7. So it's just better, better, better. It's just better in every way. Plus, it's a new architecture. I think, is KB Lake? Codename KB Lake. Why is it saying that? I'm like, is it not Coffee Lake? Whatever. I think it's a new architecture. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And it's also an i9, which is 2 better than i7. No, I'm kidding. I don't care about that stuff. But the performance is literally double, and the gaming performance, I think the single-threaded stuff is like 20% higher than a 7700K. Again, the 7700K was great. It's a great chip, and that gets to me to the other part of this. So I didn't need the upgrade, but it is warranted on quite a few levels. And close friend of mine, online friend Sig, I plan to potentially meet him in the process of this, but he's offered to buy my old parts. So him buying my old parts plus what this cost, I'm not going to get into like super specifics, but about $500 for my old parts, and then $700 was this main upgrade. So upgrading to a 9900K and a motherboard was, my own day of work, but on top of the day of work, it was basically just $200, which is a really, really good deal when you're dealing with high-end hardware like this. And I'm really, really glad to help him in that way. Like, he is going to get a pretty good deal. I mean, $500 for a motherboard and a cooler and I'm going to buy him a new cooler. A motherboard, a cooler, and a CPU. not a bad deal. I mean, used parts, they're perfectly fine, other than that freezing bug, which he's made sure he doesn't care about. So it's a, you know, because of a friend's deal, it's a cheap upgrade for me. It's a massive upgrade. It's needed because I stream and I make videos a lot, and this is going to make my life a lot easier, and it's just going to be better across the board. So hopefully this video is entertaining for you guys. Hopefully I made this fun to watch. There was a bit of stress going on. For example, little stuff like I have an 8-pin connected when the CPU, I think, can use 12 pins, but but I read online that that's only really necessary under like extreme overclocking, which I am not doing. My CPU will hardly ever be at full load unless I'm rendering a video, and I got about halfway through that render test before, you know, before I kind of quit. So I think I'm going to be fine on that boat, but that's the only real thing that I'm looking out for. I mean, everything plugged in perfectly fine, and I'm really glad that this went well. So maybe this helped you guys. If anybody needs any computer assistance, we're not experts, all of us. I don't know everything, definitely not, but we do have a computer talk section in our Discord. So if you have a build or you're trying to have a conversation about anything technological, that's a great place to look. In fact, I called to one of those guys in here, Akova, huge thanks to him, asked me if my temps were fine. They were not. That was a pretty simple fix, but thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.